Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 9 of the electric guitar build project. In previous episodes I glued the two halves of the guitar together, and that all turned out absolutely fine. And I think in part 8, it's been a while, I was showing you how I'd beveled all the edges all the way around top and back of the guitar with the router, and then tidy up the edge with the oscillating spindle sander. And then I put the neck on, put a couple of tuners on, put the bridge on, or started to put the bridge on, a couple of strings, to first of all to get the correct position for the bridge itself, and to check intonation, to see if the bridge was in the right place. So I'd started to do that, and I finished it off camera. You know, there wasn't really much else to see. But I've been doing more work off camera, and now let me just get the guitar body. So it's not going to look any different to you really, because it really isn't. Although you might see let's just get the light on a bit. You might see that there's a few holes dotted around everywhere. Because I've now, light's in my eyes. I've now aligned where everything's going to go: the neck, the pickups, the bridge, the control panel, and I also said that I'd messed up the pick guard. I basically cut too much away out of here where the neck goes, and it ended up a right mess, and I wasn't happy with it. I also put a big scratch across this side as well. So I ordered another one. They're cheap as chips. It had arrived, and here's the new one. And I've already off camera done all the cutting. So you've got this one for the top humbucker here, and this bit is widened here for the bridge humbucker. And I've shaped this for the neck, and I've also contoured this. I did it all off camera because, you know, it's pretty time consuming. So that's the new pick guard. I've left the plastic cover on it for now, because that'll come off the last thing. So the body itself is all ready. It's all done, prepared. I've got all the holes drilled for where everything's going to go. I've spent quite a few hours actually lining everything up. And obviously I had to, you know, cut the pick guard, and I had to line things up around it, so it took a little bit of time. And so now this is ready for finishing. Now, what I was going to do with this guitar, and also the bass when I get round to it, I was going to do what I'd done with my my electric ukulele, baritone ukulele, and it's actually very subtle on this. You can't really see it. You can see it in a few areas, here and here. I burnt it. So it's a process called RoJoBe. It's a Japanese process, very, very old, hundreds if not thousands of years old. And basically what you do to preserve wood, and this is for house building really, but you know, it's been used for many other things. You basically burn the surface of the wood all over, and then brush off all the soot. And you know, in the case of something like this, or furniture, if you're going to do it with that, you give it a sanding, and then coat it in oil. In my case, boiled linseed oil, but there are other oils you can use. So that's what I did with this, and I did do it very subtly. You can't, the wood itself looks, you know, sort of orangey, reddish colour. It was a lot lighter before I did this RoJoBe. And I really, really like that way of finishing wood. It's pretty simple, really. I mean, you use a blowtorch or something like that to just burn the surface, then brush off all the soot, sand it if necessary, and then soak it in oil. I mean, it's much easier, and I absolutely love the look of it. I actually wish I'd done this one a little bit more, but it's the first time I'd ever done it. It was my brand new toy, and I was just nervous that, you know, I was going to completely ruin it. So I did it very, very lightly. So that's what I wanted to do with this. I mean, obviously it's much thicker and more solid, and you know, I'd have got away with, well, I thought I was going to get away with, you know, being able to do that a bit heavier. So what I did was I tried it out on a scrap piece of the same wood, you know, just to practice. So you can see this is done a little bit heavier than that thing, but still fairly light, really. Now the problem with doing it light, because of this type of wood, you can still see all of the joins, you know, the lines, and it looks awful. So I thought, okay, I'll do it a bit heavier. So on the other side, I've done it heavier. Okay, much heavier. And I have lightly brushed it off. I mean, if I gave it a really good brushing, more of that would come off. But you still can see the joins, you know, because this wood is made of other pieces of wood joined together, and you can still see it. You know, you can see a line going down here, and you know, you can still see the joins here. So I wasn't happy with that. And also, doing it this heavy, there is a big problem. I'm not sure how well you can see that. Yeah, serious warpage, which is, you know, obviously it always is a concern. Now, doing this process on a solid piece of wood, that probably wouldn't happen, especially this thick. But like I said, I had to do it on a practice piece first, and this is only, you know, it's the board thickness, so it's not the thickness of the body. But it probably still would warp and bow like that, so I'm not doing it. It's a shame, because I really like this finish. It's quick, easy, it looks great in my opinion, but in this case it's not going to work. So, you know, I need to cover this because you're just going to see the grain everywhere, see the joins, you know, and it's going to look horrible. Because I've taken a lot of time preparing this. So I decided I'm just going to paint it. And then I thought, what colour? I've got all sorts of different colours in acrylic paint, and I could use that in my spray gun. And so I've got a choice of colours, you know, all the colours of the rainbow and everything in between. And I underlined with maybe green or maybe blue, definitely not pink, you know, red perhaps. And in the end, I decided on plain old white. I don't know if you can see it from here, but my just there is my ukulele electric bass. That's in white, and I used to have a guitar before in white, and I just think they look nice in white, so I'm doing this in white. So I've been preparing a little bit more for this one than I have done previous ones. So I bought, so this is the brand I'm using, it's generic. So this is grey primer, and I've got the white paint, and I've got clear lacquer. I haven't just got one tin of each, don't worry. I bought 6 tins of each of this, because I'm going to be doing the base the same. So grey primer, white paint, and clear lacquer. Rattle cans. Fairly easy, really. You know, as long as you take your time and do it carefully, the results are normally pretty good. and I've got this prepared. It's all sanded to 800 grit, and it's as smooth as glass now. So that's the next stage. I'm going to be painting this. I'm not going to be recording it. It's not that interesting to watch me spray paint something, and also it's not good for my camera. And I'm going to be doing it in the back room like I did before with the little ukuleles, but I made a real mess when I did that last time. So I've got loads of tarps down in there covering all my tools and my benches and even the floor, and so I've got basically the whole room kind of masked off, ready to do this. So I might well make short recordings of each stage of it, i.e. the primer and then the paint and then the lacquer. I may do, I may not. It's not all that interesting, but that's the stage I'm at now, getting the body painted. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that this afternoon before I go home. It's getting quite late now. But also I've done some work on the neck as well off camera. I did say that I needed to dress the end of the frets a little bit. I've done that. Just a little bit of light filing on the edge. And I've oiled the fretboard again. I did it once when it arrived, and I've done it again, and I may need to do it again. And the other thing I've done is this. I'll put my logo on there with my laser engraver. I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I wish I had done was kind of moved it that way a bit. But it was quite difficult to line up because this isn't straight, this is curved. But it's all right. I'm pretty pleased with that. It's not a problem. When I do the base, I will sort of move the whole thing, down a bit to here. But I'm pretty happy with that. So the neck. Oh, and the other thing I did as well, I needed to the holes on the back side for the tuning pegs. I did test fit them, and they weren't quite seating all the way down. So the back part of the hole is wider than the top part because of the body of the tuner that goes into the back, and they weren't quite seating enough. So I've just drilled them out a little bit deeper, just a couple of millimeters, probably even a millimeter, and now they all seat in there nicely. So the neck's done, really. So like I said, now I'm going to be starting to paint the body, and once that's done, and before I do that, I'm going to have to put masking tape in all of these pockets and this before I start, because I don't want those painted, well, not white anyway. Yeah, so once I've painted the body, I'm then going to be insulating all of the cavities with the black carbon paint. I've been doing a little bit of research and testing with the electrics as well, because as many of you will already know, electrics is not my strong point. I can wire a plug, I can do very, very simple basic electrics, and to be honest, the electrics on a guitar are pretty basic, but there are so many different ways of doing it. So I think I've figured it out now. But I won't really be able to tell if I have figured it out properly until I actually put it all together and in the guitar. So, but I think I've got it sorted out now, and it's relatively straightforward. So yeah, once everything's painted, that will be the next stage to do all the electronics, get all that wired in, and then build the thing. So we're not really that far away, but when I've finished painting this, I'm going to leave it for about a week to fully dry and harden before I do any other work on it, because I want to make sure the lacquer is fully set, fully hard, because if you work on it too soon, you end up with thumbprints and all sorts of things. So once I've painted it, I'm going to leave it a week before I do anything else on it. So by the time you're watching this, that will probably already be done, so that it's not going to be a week between videos. That should continue just as normal. Okay, so not really much to see today, just kind of catching you up with where I am, and like I said, next stage, painting. So, like I said, after that, once all the painting's done, it's basically a case of wiring it up and building the thing. And oh, another thing, I may have to put a shim underneath the neck to tilt it back a bit for the string action. I noticed when I put the bridge on the other day, it did look as though it was going to be a little bit too low on the bridge, the adjusters, so I may have to, the saddles, so I may have to raise it with a little shim. I don't know yet until I put it together properly and see what's what. So, that will be coming soon. I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am. If you are, please like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell, yada yada yada. In the meantime, look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.